Mr. Ryan to make his opening address. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Aidan. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm very honoured to be able to say a few words if I can. I suppose the simple message that the climate change commitments we have, the energy security, current energy security difficulties and future ones we face require us to make a quantum change in our energy policy. And what we're saying clearly here today in energy policy terms is that there are two key strands to that. One is the development of a new sustainable energy supply, and the other is development of energy efficiency. They're the key drivers of energy policy in this state. Over recent year, we've made progress in certain regards in the development of new energy supply sources. On the basis of good sound policy analysis, we've continued the programme in ocean energy research, in supporting a new wave testing facility in our Maritime College in Cork, in committing to the development of a grid connection site, a second connection site out in Belmullet in County Mayo, in provision of grant support for prototype devices to go out into such facilities, in the introduction of support price mechanisms that makes sure that we are actually well placed in global competition to deliver that industry here. And yesterday's news announcement was very welcome to see that such strategies are starting to work. In the bioenergy area, we were able to double the support price that is available for very intelligent, for policies that actually deliver both efficiency and renewables development, by both being efficient in terms of sometimes using waste products in the energy process, and also efficiency delivered by combining heat and power in the one location, and that I think was a crucial development. In the development of offshore wind power, where again we have huge untapped potential, we have put in a support price which again places us in the right place, I believe, in the international context to allow you, the people in the industry, to be able to source the shipping, source the engineering expertise, source the capital that will help us deliver the untapped potential that is available there in the long term. In the coming months, my department, in conjunction with Sustainable Energy Ireland, hope to deliver further support measures in the area of microgeneration so that we can unleash that long-term potential, and that we can connect that microgeneration with new smart grids and smart metering systems that the Taoiseach mentioned earlier on in his speech. I am aware that in the area of onshore wind, the issue of very much rapidly rising turbine prices and the difficulties that have occurred, as occur in most countries, but have occurred here in terms of grid connections, have presented a real difficulty for certain onshore wind operators. As we announced last autumn, we're looking to re-establish the Renewables Energy Development Group to be a useful forum where such matters can be discussed and dealt with. Today I'm announcing that we're going to call the first meeting of that reconvened Renewables Energy Development Group on the 2nd of April next, where we can look at certain of those issues, particularly in terms of the onshore wind area, and see if we can deal with them and move on to untap the potential that we have to get if we're to meet our renewable targets. This development of this renewables industry requires detailed, sound, complex analysis. But I was taken very much, we had John Ashton over yesterday, UK climate change advisor. I was very impressed with his analysis. And last night, some people here were at a dinner with him. And he made a point which I think is a valid one. What's our ambition? What's our political commitment here? He said actually, to allow us to have room to move in areas like agriculture, where it can be difficult to reduce emissions, we should actually be now thinking of a zero carbon energy sector. That's our goal, long-term goal. And that's an ambition that I thought from our neighbouring island, which doesn't have the same land, doesn't have the same wind, doesn't have half the sea that we have, is maybe one that we could emulate and put into real action. As important as that development of renewable energy supplies is, it actually, in my mind, is not as important as the crucial second leg, energy efficiency. That is where the really complex political commitment, policy analysis, the real political commitment, because it will require imagination to unlock the potential. It is crucial that we do that, because all the international studies show that energy efficiency is the cheapest, quickest and most intelligent way in which you can actually deliver carbon reductions. If you look at the cost abatement curves that were done in in many different countries to see where can you get the biggest, cheapest reductions. It is always in the area of energy efficiency where it is possible. As I say, it requires imagination, it requires real political commitment to actually untap that. But that is our number one energy policy commitment now over the next year, I believe. We will continue working on the renewables one, continue improving, but we have to really grapple and take on energy efficiency as our crucial number one energy policy development in the next year. The Energy White Paper commits to a 20% energy efficiency gain in the private sector by 2020 and a 33% improvement in the public sector over the same time. And as well as a large number of industry representatives here, what we have is people from government departments, from local authorities, from various state agencies. And I'm hoping that they will leave here today seeing themselves as absolutely key drivers of the development of such energy efficiency. We can use our public sector procurement to help develop expertise, to develop a scale of market so that it's easier for the private sector to follow behind. Why would we not? Because we have that higher challenge in the public sector of a 33% energy efficiency gain. We have to be the leaders in the public sector, and I hope if anything comes out of that today is that we in the public sector walk out with that as an aim, as an ambition, that we look at every single aspect of our business to see where we can save. And that will help the Taoiseach Minister of Finance, who's in the Dáil at the present time on his finance bill, because it brings real savings. It's the quickest, cheapest way of us being more efficient in economic terms as well as in carbon terms in our work.